so it pops a lot. And this even likes a little bit of a steeper drop and drag that rod at a nice steady pace. Just hate that slag. I do have a little bit of a surprise. Fabricate stainless steel exhaust. They move a lot at the tip. Just enough to see some light. That's it. It actually comes out pretty good after you do some practice. Actually pushing the metal uphill at a 15-degree leading angle. And make slip joints for every joint. It works really good. Go over something a little different this time. Moving out of mild steel. I have some Blue Demon 308L-16 stainless steel welding rods. I'm going to show you guys how to use these things. They come in all different sizes, starting all the way down to a 1/16 of an inch and going all the way up to even 1/8 inch. These are 332. I've got a piece of plate sitting in the vise, and we're going to jump right into it. You notice I have another Yes Welder up here. This is a YWA 160 little stick converter / TIG converter that you can get from yeswelder.com. If you use the discount code StickmanFab23, you can get 10% off. This thing ends up being something like $115. It's a really good machine. I have this piece of stainless steel plate. I have an order from Weld Metals online coming in. It just didn't quite make it here today. So next time I show you guys something, I should have those. But for Weld Metals online, StickmanFab24, you can get 10% off of that as well. They are better to use, especially for stainless steel, because these stainless steel rods, you really should have this stuff as clean as you can get it. They can handle a little bit of mill scale and stuff, but pretty much any dirt or grime or oil, I wouldn't run these rods. They're a little, they take a little bit of finesse. I mentioned this before. Stainless steel, when you're welding it, it likes to expand and contract a lot more than mild steel does. So this slag is also a little bit more brittle than what is on like a 7018 rod. So it pops a lot. So if you're welding stainless steel, it is ever so more important to be wearing safety glasses when you're doing this stuff. See what I mean? Stuff turns into projectiles. This rod runs very similar to a mixture of 7018 and 6013. It is just as smooth as 7018 and pretty much runs only uphill. It will run downhill if you're really fast, but it's really mainly for uphill welding or flat or overhead or whatever. The slag coverage is pretty thick, and as you saw, this stuff turns into projectiles when it starts cooling. Be careful of that. To run it, it's a drop and drag rod again. You just strike it like a match, bring it right back to your start, and you just drop and drag that rod at a nice steady pace. It likes to weave. It'll do a little bit of a weave motion, especially to keep yourself a little steady. The slag mostly stays out of your way. Your rod angle is about the same, about 15. This even likes a little bit of a steeper angle, maybe 20-25 degrees. There's a couple times I was running pretty steep because that's just what the rod wanted me to do. And then as you do that, that slag stays up and out of the way. It doesn't go around your puddle, and it's a nice smooth bead. It's actually a very pleasant rod to weld with. I just hate that slag. Now it's important to keep that slag on until that weld completely cools down. If you chip it off too early, it'll oxidize and give a really nice gray color. That's not fun. So keep that slag on as long as possible, and then as it starts popping off, it'll do its thing. You can use your chipping hammer and just kind of slide the stuff off. It comes off real easy. But that's the basics of the 332 308L. Now I do have a little bit of a surprise. Now, since I have a 1/16 inch electrode, and since I have some scrap 304 exhaust tubing, I'll show you guys how you can fabricate stainless steel exhaust using the 1/16 inch electrode and a little bit of know-how. It's not actually that difficult, it's just getting used to running the rod. This is 2.5 inch 16th wall exhaust tubing. Now, instead of running about 70 or 75 amps for the 332 rod, you would run between 30 and 40 amps for the 16th inch. Now, one thing about welding with these really small electrodes is that they move a lot at the tip, because a little bit of shaking gets these things to flex and move around a little bit. So you got to be as steady as you can. I've got all the burrs cleaned out of this thing. I've got the edges cleaned up. I just took a sanding pad and went at like a 45-degree angle, just enough to get some clean metal on there and get the burrs off. I'm not trying to make a bevel, I'm just trying to clean all the spare stuff off. Not actually, so what I want to do is I want to get as close to a full penetration weld as I can without blowing through. So when I go to fit this stuff, take my fingers, pinch the sides, and I'm going to leave just a smidge of space between the two pieces, just enough to see some light. That's it, no more than that. And then I'm just going to run the tack up top. I was practicing with TIG with this a while back. That's why I got all this stuff here. So now on the back side, I'm going to pinch it back just a little bit. Matter of fact, when it cooled down, it pinched it back for me. And I'm just going to tack it. Like that. Leaving the space out. Looks pretty good. Again, I get another tack. You can do a little bit of exhaust work with a stick welder. And as a matter of fact, it actually comes out pretty good after you do some practice. But it does take a lot of practice because you're running pretty thin. I'm running around a piece of pipe like that. I run uphill, of course, and then instead of having a 15-degree trailing angle like I'm dragging, I'm actually pushing the metal uphill at a 15-degree leading angle. Even a little more than that. I don't go downhill with this rod. You can, but I wouldn't because of the slag. And it works actually really well. It just takes a little bit of practice. Now, where this welding rod really shines is if you have a slip joint for exhaust tubing. So the one thing that I do want to do, and that I believe that anybody should do if they're going to get into this, is get a hydraulic pipe expander and make slip joints for every joint. And as you can see here, when you do that, it looks really nice. Now, I wouldn't use this rod for welding polished stainless. It'll dull everything out. You get this little ring around the slag. It just doesn't look good. I wouldn't waste my money doing it on polished metal. But if you're going to do mill stock stainless like what I have here for exhaust tubing under your car or truck, it works really good. Just get some practice in first. A lot of it. And wear your safety glasses because this stuff hurts, man. Thank you for watching this video. I hope this stuff is really helping some guys out. I hope this is really interesting. I do plan to do more stuff like this. I also have a project that's behind the camera that you're not allowed to see yet. That's coming up soon. And I got a couple more projects that I have in mind, and there's a couple more things I'm going to do with welders. And we might be moving out of stick welding and moving into flux core, gas MIG, a little bit of TIG. You know, we'll see how it goes. But stay tuned for all that. Subscribe to the channel. Use the links in my description below for any stuff that you need from yeswelder.com, weldmetalsonline.com, and also rxsafety.com, where I get my nice pretty glasses right here. Any of those links help out the channel, and I greatly appreciate anybody that does use them when they need them. So, thanks for watching. We're going to start moving into some more fun stuff, and I'll see you later.